Today on Rappler, the Supreme Court limits the liquor ban to 2 days. The central bank says the Commission on Elections money ban violates bank secrecy laws. And 5 power plants in Luzon trip, triggering widespread blackouts. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The Supreme Court issues a temporary restraining order stopping the implementation of the liquor ban from May 9 to 11, limiting it to only 2 days. In a press conference, Supreme Court spokesperson Teddy Te announces the ruling, citing a petition filed by Liquor Companies Food and Beverage Inc. and International Wines and Spirit Association Inc. The petitioners say the poll body has the authority to promulgate rules, but adds, quote, Comelec's rulemaking power should be exercised in accordance with the prevailing law. They say Comelec violated their right to due process because it did not conduct any hearing before issuing the resolution. The liquor ban was originally scheduled for May 12th to 13th, but the Comelec extended it at the request of Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Chairman Francis Tolentino. Comelec Chair Sixto Brillantes says he's not affected by the court's decision.
Hindi ganun kahalaga because the law really provides for 2 days only. We wanted to expand it if the Supreme Court feels na hindi dapat o by issuing a TRO. Hindi okay lang.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas says it's reluctant to implement Comelec's money ban because it violates bank secrecy laws. On Tuesday, the Commission on Elections releases a resolution limiting cash withdrawals to 100,000 pesos in an effort to curb vote buying. BSP calls the resolution essentially unsound, saying it would involve looking at bank accounts and violating secrecy laws. Local banks are still waiting for directives from the central bank. In a phone interview with Rappler, a top executive of a commercial bank says, quote, if we go against the bank secrecy law, we are answerable to the BSP, not the Comelec. Social Weather Station says 9 senatorial candidates are, quote, guaranteed wins in next week's polls and 6 are fighting for the last 3 slots. In the final pre-election survey conducted from May 2 to 3, SWS says the 9 safe candidates are 7 bets from Team Pinoy and 2 bets from opposition United Nationalist Alliance. The 9 are Senators Loren Legarda, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Nancy Binay, Senator Chis Escudero, former Census Chief Grace Poe, San Juan Representative J.V. Ejercito, former Las Piñas Representative Cynthia Villar, Senator Coco Pimentel, and Bam Aquino. SWS says the last 6 candidates fighting for the final 3 slots are Aurora Representative Sonny Angara and Senator Sonny Trillanes, both at rank 10 to 11, Senator Gringo Anasan, who ranks 12th, Cagayan Representative Jack Enrile, who's ranked number 13, and former Senators June Magsaysay and Mig Subiri, who are ranked at number 14 to 15. SWS says the best scenario for Team Pinoy is a 9-3 win. In the race for Cebu leadership, voters can stick with what's familiar, that's UNA's PJ Garcia, or gamble on the promises of change by the Liberal Party's Junjun Davide. Ayi Makaraig reports.
It's yellow fever in this campaign stage in Danao City, Cebu. The Duranos of the 5th District and their local Bakud party have a new ally, Liberal Party gubernatorial bet Hilario Junjun Davide III. Davide is running against Congressman Pablo John P.J. Garcia. The Duranos supported his sister suspended Governor Gwen Garcia over Davide just 3 years ago. In a tight race in the country's most vote-rich province, the Durano turnaround is a game changer. It was in the 5th District where Davide suffered his biggest loss in 2010. Despite the defection, PJ says his One Cebu party remains more organized than the ruling party, having more incumbents and complete slates. Staunch Garcia critic and Davide ally Cebu Congressman Tomas Osmeña dismisses this.
The evil is organized, they've got the forces, but people are just angry. When it turns out, that's a negative vote. So it's not so much Junjun, people don't like it. It's just obnoxious. This has been involved in so many anomalies.
Harping on the controversies, Osmeña and Davide urged Cebuanos not to allow her brother to continue the Garcia dynasty. This is the controversial Balili property here in Tinaan, Naga, Cebu. In 2008, the provincial government under Governor Gwen Garcia bought this property for 98.9 million pesos to attract investors. But the ombudsman finds that a large portion of this property is underwater. It is now the subject of a graft case at the Sandigan Bayan. Political sociology professor Phoebe Sanchez says LP's message appeals to intellectuals, but it's a different case for many residents of Cebu's coastal barangays. After all, Gwen and her father, Congressman Pabling Garcia, pampered these barangays with perks and projects for 18 years.
May problema yung kay Gwen dahil nga sa mga kaso niya. Pero, had this affected the small communities, the barangay levels, hindi naman tumatago sa kanila eh. Kasi top level lang yung nag-aaway. At saka, hindi sila apektado. So para sa kanila, ang iisipin nila, kinsay makasalbar, who can save us?
Still, Davide hopes Cebuanos will heed his call for change. For PJ, voters must give him the mandate to continue his sister's exceptional leadership.
If we allow another Garcia to sit there, kawawa ang Cebu. Because what's going to happen is that this Garcia is going to sit there if he wins, then maybe i-cover up yung lahat ng mga the sins of the sister.
All these accusations against my sister are still unproven accusations. They will be taken up in court. They would see that these accusations are really baseless and political.
Alliances, party strength, perks. All these are factors in determining who will be the next leader of the country's de facto second capital. As Cebuanos go to the polls, they face the choice not just between two personalities, but also between the two opposing ideals these candidates claim to represent. Ayi Macraig, Rappler, Cebu.
Here's a quick wrap of the latest election news around the Philippines. In Pangasinan, Carmen Vice Mayor Jojo Pahela allegedly engaged in a fistfight with Barangay Chairman Victor Chan. Radyo Natin reports a remark by Pahela triggers a fight between the two officials, with a member of the Vice Mayor's group allegedly drawing a handgun. No shots were fired. The police is investigating the incident and considers it a possible case of grave threat. In Abra, fugitive Bangyed Mayor Ryan Luna makes his first appearance after hiding last week for the murder of a political rival in 2007. In a YouTube video, Luna says his rivals are conspiring to grab power from him. A regional trial court signs an arrest warrant against Luna for ordering the shooting of Brenda Crisologo. She's the wife of Tineg Mayor Edward Crisologo. In Manila, at least 3 people are injured in a fight in front of the residence of mayoral candidate Joseph Estrada. The incident occurs after a text message circulated that Estrada was set to distribute groceries. Estrada says his rival, re-electionist Mayor Alfredo Lim, is behind the incident.
Sino pa? Isa lang naman, dalawa lang kami kumakandidatong mayor eh.
The tripping of 5 generation plants in Luzon causes a widespread power failure Wednesday. It originates from the Ilian power plant in Batangas, triggering a domino effect. Energy Secretary Jericho Petilla says the incident reduced the energy supply load of Manila Electric Company by at least half. He says they're trying to figure out what caused the trip. The 5 affected power plants contribute about 3,700 megawatts to the Luzon grid. Commission on Elections Chair Sixto Brillantes says ballot counting machines can run even without power during the voting period. On Wednesday, a widespread blackout hits parts of Luzon, raising fears power outage could lead to the failure of elections. But Energy Secretary Jericho Petilla says the precinct count optical scan machines, or PICOs, can run on batteries for 16 hours. Brillantes says the poll body is ready for the situation on Election Day.
Doon natin makikita kung kaano kaganda ang PICOs. Maski na mag-brown na, tumatakbo pa rin.
The Philippines condemns the abduction of 4 United Nations peacekeepers in Golan Heights, Syria. On Tuesday, an armed group seized the peacekeepers while they were patrolling near the ceasefire zone between Israel and Syria. In a Facebook post, the Yarmouk Martyrs Brigade rebel group says they took the peacekeepers for their own safety because of heavy fighting. Foreign Affairs spokesperson Raul Hernandez asks the Security Council to use its influence for the early and safe release of the Filipino peacekeepers. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, 3 women abducted in their teens were rescued Tuesday from a house in Cleveland, Ohio after a decade of captivity. The 3 were in their teens or early 20s when they disappeared. Police rescued the 3 women after one got the attention of a neighbor. Police are also arrest 3 brothers in connection with the case. At number 8, several sources confirm Syria loses internet connections. The Renesys Corporation and Umbrella Security Labs spotlight the loss of internet connectivity or an otherwise sharp drop in traffic from Syria. No official word yet about this cutoff. And at number 10, 3 Philippine universities make it to the 2013 QS World Rankings for subjects. The University of Philippines and Ateneo de Manila University make it to the top 51 to 100 schools for English language and literature, while De La Salle University is in the top 101 to 150. Harvard University is ranked number 1 in 10 disciplines. The QS World University Rankings by Subject series gathers the opinion of academics and employers through a global survey. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's-The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the Mood Navigator, that's in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most votes on the mood meters. These are the 10 events that have affected our Filipino readers the most in this 24-hour period. If you take a look, today we have the Mayon spews ash, 5 dead, 7 hurt. You have 31% afraid, 51% sad. You have the story that's gotten the most number of votes, Nancy Binay, I'm a blacker Chris Aquino. You've got 84% annoyed, but even then you have 1% sad. Today, one of today's stories, SWS, 6 bets fighting for the last 3 slots, 38% happy, 38% annoyed, and 6% sad. If we take a look today, again, another story from today, apparent suicide halts the MRT operations, a big 72% sad. That contributes to the mood of the day. Today, most people are sad. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Wednesday, May 8, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.